Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bite Podcast with Raven and Ree.
I'm your host, Raven.
And I'm your host, Ree. And we've got quite the episode for you guys. We are on episode 17, I believe.
Yeah, we're
17.
almost at episode 20. That's crazy.
So we started back in August of 2020. And now we're in... We started doing the getting ready for the podcast in August. We started October 5th, and now we're all the way in April.
Yeah, because we literally just talked. I feel like we've talked about this several times, but it's just like it's like you guys don't understand how busy each of us are like as individuals. And then I was talking to one of my friends because this week I had competitions for if you don't know, I'm a drama teacher, and I go to the high school to help out. And we had competitions, and I was talking to one of my friends who was helping with the competition, and she was like, "What are you doing? Like, how are you doing?" And asked me like everything, and I was like, "Oh, like I'm really busy, we have I just started after school practices with my middle schoolers, and then I have practices with the high school, and so all these things are happening." And I was like, and then on the weekend, you figured like, oh, you have some time to relax, but nope. I've got 2 podcasts. And she was like, 2? Because the last time I talked to her, we had just started doing this one. And then she was like, what you have the Twilight one and which other one? And I was like, well, the girl that I do the Twilight podcast with we both decided that we should start a crime podcast. So that's what we're doing. She's like, oh my goodness. And I was like, and then I have to keep up with like TikTok because, I make videos. But this week I posted, I think, like 2 or 3 times. Like, I was terrible this week because this week was busy.
I'm running out of ideas with TikTok. I have no idea. And also, I think TikTok's doing that thing where, it's like your engagement. They kind of, take away followers to make room for new ones who haven't been engaging it. And I've noticed that that's happening again. I'm just like, oh, my God, what do I got to do now? I don't know, because I want to, put all my all in making a video, but I have no inspiration right now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I honestly probably have over 100 sounds saved, because I'm like, I can use this one day. Like, I know what I want to use it for. It's just a matter of, sometimes the TikTok is a really weird place sometimes, because you have an audio saved and you're like, oh, I can use this. But if it's not necessarily a trend at the time, like it's not really a trending sound, then you're like, okay, well then I'll wait, because it's like literally TikTok has like a 1-second turnaround, I feel like, for trends.
It really does.
So if I was gonna post one video of with a trending sound, but then that sound disappeared and another trending sound comes up. So I was like, okay, well then I'll do this one instead. So I literally have tons of saved sounds going back from forever ago, because whenever I don't know, I had mentioned it on the pod, but a long time ago I had literally over 100 drafts of videos that I was planning on posting. And the reason that it got up so much was because I would make the video, caption it, do whatever I needed to do, and save it. And then a trend would come out, and I'd be like, I have to do that instead, because it's a trend. It's happening now. And so then often they would get pushed back a lot. And then my TikTok was glitching, and I I logged out and uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and all my drafts disappeared. So I was like,
no!
I was that day, I think I texted the group chat guys, I think I'm going to be absent today. I'm very sad.
I remember that. Oh my God.
And so then I started stockpiling sounds because of that. Because it's well, if ever there's not if I don't really have a trending idea, at least I'll have something to post with some sound and just turn it into Twilight.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's sometimes whenever I don't have anything to post, I'll post something from months ago. I'm thinking about posting today just to see, because I really want this video to get noticed, because I love it. It's the one that me, you, Paige, Mare, Jazz, all of us, we had did the the pose thing, and I love that video so much.
Yeah, I usually, because my posting schedule I know that sounds like so intense. Like I'm like an influencer. It's like sucks. I hate that. But like I try to post. Before I was literally doing like 2 videos a day. I was like two videos a day every single day. When that was like in the summer, school started, and I was like trying to keep up with the 2 videos a day. It
Yeah.
ended up becoming too much, so I scaled back a little bit. I did have like a schedule at some point where I was doing like one day I would post like meme videos, and then the next day I would post behind the scenes or something like that. But I noticed I was getting shadow banned a lot for copyright. So I think I have all those videos like privated, like all the behind the scenes videos privated. The ones I did not,
Oh.
yeah, the ones I didn't private were the deleted scenes because I was giving commentary, so it kind of passes off as fair use in a sense,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so I normally don't post on the weekends now. I post like Monday through Friday. And so, but since I didn't post a lot this week, I'm thinking about posting today. And it's that trend where Kristen did one. She was like, "Oh, did you say you wanted Kristen comes up with some of the best ideas sometimes. Sometimes I like see her videos and I'm like, "You've inspired me to make a video today."
Yes.
But it was she made one saying, "Oh, like did you say you wanted like chocolate with an espresso or something like that?" And she was like, "No, that's mocha." I said, "Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca?" So, because that trend is going around right now. So I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one, but with Rob's famous line, "You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey." And
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Yes,
see how that works out.
I'm debating because I kind of want to get contacts because now that I have this red hair and I'm home and I have like my more fancy, elegant outfits, I'm like, okay, maybe I can start doing some Heidi
You
content.
could.
Do I want to get contacts for it? And I found some that were like, good quality and not that expensive. But it's like I gotta figure out like the thing is that I'm going to the eye doctor this coming Thursday. And I'm probably gonna get a new prescription, and you have to like put your prescription when you get contacts. So it's like
if you
I gotta.
find any colored contacts, like funky colored contacts for prescriptions that I can order, let me know because I do want to get like the gold ones and I want to get the red ones because at some point at Forever Twilight, the festival, I want to wear like red eyes at some point.
Yes, I will send you some links to the ones that I found that are like good quality.
Okay, cool. Because I have my prescriptions.
Yeah.
I just need to get them. But I was gonna tell you. I don't know if I said it last time. I don't think I did. But because it just recently happened. But I already bought my plane ticket, and I already bought I fully paid off my VIT ticket, 100%.
Yes. Yes.
So Forks is
Yay.
on, and then pretty soon here I'll be sending money for the Airbnb or wherever we're staying.
Yeah, I have one more payment on my VIT. I need to look at planes. That's probably going to be the thing I'm going to do this week because I got to talk, with Kenzie and Crystal.
And maybe Paige too. Paige too, probably.
Oh yeah, Paige. Yeah, that would be great. We can all talk and maybe see about traveling together.
Yeah,
that'd be so fun.
For sure, because y'all are gonna. Well, Crystal will need like an extra day of traveling probably ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
because she'd have to get in, and then that'd just be too many flights to all do in one day, unless she did like a red eye. But yeah, she'd probably need like a day before to get in and then settle and then
stay with
because honestly
Kenzie or Paige or something.
Because honestly, like if it comes to it, I'll just go down to Florida and like meet them there, or if we all want to like meet up in Atlanta or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Forks should be fun. So I did record the entire process of me buying my plane ticket and my paying off my VIT. So yay!
Yay!
Before we get into today's topic, though, I wanted to share the little feud that Lionsgate and Netflix had this past week on April Fool's Day.
I saw!
Yeah.
I saw that!
So I have the screenshots here because it's tea. So Netflix, I guess I don't know, I guess they did like screenshots from a show that's on Netflix. And it's like captioned the producers on Breaking Dawn Part 2. Shady Netflix. And then the picture it says, "Is this supposed to look like a baby?" And then the other person says, "I've got limited resources." So they're talking about Renesmee's
Chuck Nesme.
yeah, CGI and all that stuff, right? And then Lionsgate replied, quote tweeted, that tweet they did and said, "All of your Christmas movies have entered the chat." Yikes.
Yikes! Yes, Lionsgate, clap
I know.
back.
I mean, honestly, I hate Christmas movies. I can't stand them.
I I understand because I do not. The only Christmas movie that I liked was Happiest Season on Hulu with because it was Kristen Stewart,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, and she's in that. She's a lesbian in their relationship. I was like, okay, this is my movie.
But yeah, see, then that's like an uncommit. Like all the Christmas movies have the same story. It's like a girl who doesn't really fit in, and then a guy comes along, and she like works at like a hardware store or some like weird like shop.
Yes, or the freaking Hallmark movies where it's a small town. It's like, is she gonna go for the small town baker or the high corporate CEO?
Yeah,
in
and
the city?
the guy always ends up having like a secret. Like he's either like super rich or a prince or like.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, how original.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no offense, I know we have some friends in the GC who do like these movies.
Oh, yeah.
No offense
Yeah,
to y'all.
sorry guys.
Sorry guys, we love you. We're not gonna be here for those movies.
I never watch, like, if I watch a Christmas movie, I can't even think of it, like Elf. I watch Elf. Exactly. That's it.
I'm not for Christmas movies that much. I love unless it's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, that one's good. So then a verified account actually commented on Netflix tweet and said her growing, it's like NX on Netflix is their app. I'm not really sure like what they are, but they said her growing up in 2 seconds was Stephanie Meyer's gift to the CGI team. And then Lionsgate replied to them and said, "It's Stephanie, not Stephanie," because they spelled her name wrong.
Yeah.
So they were going,
oh my god.
Yeah.
That was so
Whoever
funny.
is admin on the Lionsgate Twitter is the best person ever. And then on April Fool's Day, freaking Twilight decided to pull a well, obviously, I mean, it was a very apparent, April Fool's prank, but they they said, breaking, Lionsgate is developing an untitled Twilight spin-off movie centered around Jessica, which I think we've talked about before, is Jessica slowly cracking the code on the Cullens being the Cullens being vampires.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that'd be a great one, but who knows? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a little because I thought it was like the funniest thing ever, and I was like, the girls are fighting. Oh my goodness.
That's the best Twitter beef I've ever seen.
It was the funniest thing ever, but the thing is, it was posted on April Fool's Day, so I'm like, did they was that like this little prank that they were like, we're doing an April Fool's prank, like having beef? Who knows?
Yeah.
They haven't confirmed or not confirmed whether maybe Lionsgate and Netflix are run by the same person, so they're just having beef by themselves.
Yeah, because I was just so like, wow, I've never seen beef like this on Twitter since the freaking Chick-fil-A going head to head with Popeyes about their chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Which, I kind of like Chick-fil-A better. If I'm being completely honest, yeah. I don't really, the Popeyes one was too greasy.
I've had both, and yeah, I lean toward Chick-fil-A, even though Chick-fil-A, do better with you donating all that money to anti-LGBTQ groups and I'm part of that. So it's like,
I know that.
why do you have to have good chicken? But the chicken's so good, but it reeks of homophobia.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That's the only thing. But you could always do your part and like if you go and like say you spend like $20 at Chick-fil-A, go donate $20 to like pro LGBT.
Period.
So you're like counteracting
Yes.
your payment, I guess. Your good deed. But today we are talking about love languages. We're talking about what love languages we think the Twilight characters have, or just like any of our favorite characters, because there's some too that I was thinking from other like fandom universes that I was like, oh, they're definitely this. So I think we can like just dive into everything. But we're gonna talk about Twilight a little bit more.
Ooh, question.
Okay.
So are we gonna do like the because you can technically have two love languages because you could be like one is the one that you give and the one is the one that you love to receive. So do you want to do both, or do you want to just do like what they would like want to receive?
Oh, we could do both.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I always
because like my
oh yeah, we can talk about ours really quickly. I think well, I know my main love language is acts of service, which is like I guess the way to like I guess to put it is that like I'd rather have someone like help me out with chores than like go buy me like food. Yeah, or well, no, that's like that's the thing. That's an act of service too, because they're going to buy me food. But like, or give me a gift, or like hold my hand or whatever. So I'd rather have someone do something that's like helping me rather than like giving me things.
Yeah.
What's yours?
So I like to receive words of affirmation and physical touch. Physical touch was my top one, and I think it's because like I desire it, kind of. But then I'm also like, oh, physical touch. I have some with physical touch, so that's why I think words of affirmation became like my top. And then the one that I love to give is I love to give gifts, and I love to give quality time.
I'm not sure which one is the one that I like to give. Because I know it's not acts of service. I know it's not that. Let's see. I'm looking at maybe physical touch or gift giving. I think one of those has to be one of the ones that I like to give. But I definitely know that my receiving one is acts of service. That's how someone can show me that they're like the amount that they care for me is like by doing things for me. And I think a part of that is like I feel like with growing up I always had to do things for other people a lot of the time. And so now it's like, well, now like I would like for people to do things for me as well, you know? Yeah. Not saying that I'm like I need like maids or anything like that, but help every now and then.
You appreciate when someone takes the time to like help you out with something.
100%. Yeah. And then I think my husband's for sure love language receiving and giving is physical touch. He like touch. Quality time is probably his like I think it's his second because he loves like the holding hands or like being close and just like being to like he's like I don't care if like we're like if we go on a date like we could literally just be in the room like on our phones and he's like okay this is good this is good enough
Yeah.
So yeah let's think about Twilight characters and I've been trying to think about this like for the past couple days because some of them I feel like are kind of like not 100% clear as to what they would be.
Yeah, like I was just thinking about Bella for a moment, and I definitely think that she likes to give acts of service. Like that's something that she loves to give because we see how she is always like wanting to do stuff, and then she takes on the job. Mm-hmm. I feel like but I also think she would want to she's not in that, and it's like I feel like she might desire that, even though she's not used to it, because we saw how she was when like Edward did stuff for her. It was like she was so touched by it,
Yeah.
and it like surprised her.
I can definitely see her as being acts of service too, because she was always kind of like wanting to be at the forefront. Like if someone needed something, like she wanted to do that. Like just like I think it shows in like her relationship with her mom, especially because she, you know, that sucks too. But I think maybe like she always had to do things for her mom, but for her, it wasn't like a big deal. Like for her, it showed her like that's like what she was supposed to do because like she loved her mom. So Bella's is definitely acts of service. I know 100% the one that she is not is receiving gifts.
Oh yeah, we saw how she was in New Moon. I do think that physical touch could be up there because we saw how she was with Edward. She loved being close to him. She loved touching him, kissing him. So acts of service, physical touch are definitely up there. Giving gifts, she was like a boy them like the plague.
One. I think for her, it'd be like acts of service. Quality time to me would be second for her. I feel like she always just loved being with, like, you know, even especially maybe her top one is quality time, because remember with Jacob, like in the whole New Moon, it wasn't really ever like acts of service. They were spending time together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So quality time would be probably her top, and then acts of service would be
so quality time would be how she likes to receive like love, but acts of service is how she shows love.
Yes. We got 100%. It. We cracked the code.
And then I actually think for Jacob, I think acts of service is Jacob's top. Because for Bella, whenever for Bella, he was like helping her fix the bike. So that was like something that he like wanted to do for her.
And he wanted to help out with the newborns.
Yeah. So I think his definitely acts of service, because I'm like trying to think of all the other ones. For those of you that don't know, it's words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service are the 5 love languages. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll put the link in the description so that you can take it and tell us what your love languages are. I could also see Jacob also being gift giving as a way that he shows love. Because, you know, he gave her the dream catcher, but it was her birthday. He gave her like
He gave her the bracelet.
Yeah, it was like little things, but it wasn't like a main part that I would say definitely gift giving is probably his like second.
Yeah, and I think his least one would be maybe words. That's what I was gonna say too.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I like both giving and receiving, because I never really saw him as someone like he did help her with like giving her words of affirmation, and I would say New Moon, but afterwards I just could not. It was more like the acts of service, quality time, all that.
Yeah.
Gift giving.
I definitely see that too. A part of me, I mean, we didn't really see this a lot in the movie, but I mean, like him being next to Bella, like the physical touch, I think could also be an aspect of his also. Possibly, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of everywhere at this point. But if I had to say, I think he shows love by acts of service, similar to Bella, and then he likes to receive. He likes to receive love by quality time, like just like Bella, but just opposite. Yeah. Edward, I know, is completely different. Edward is not.
Okay, Edward is a whole package, and we definitely need to dissect this, because I could not think with Edward.
I low-key feel like if he were to take the test, he would have like an equal percentage on all of them. They'd be like,
because let's think. He gave her, you know, gifts for her birthday. He gave her the heart pendant. He got her a new car. So he did give quite a bit of gifts. He did give her a lot of words of affirmation and physical touch and quality time.
Maybe not acts of service much.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Now that you say that, I don't think he did a lot of acts of service. I mean, he maybe helped her out with a homework assignment here and there.
Yeah.
But she was kind of someone who didn't feel like she needed to be dependent on a man to do stuff for her like that.
So I think that his top is the way that he shows love is words of affirmation.
Oh yes, I mean, look at that proposal.
Yeah, she just says some things that I'm just like, yeah, those are good.
I also think physical touch is up there because I mean, once him and Bella got comfortable, he'd always have like a hand on her back. He'd love to hold her hand, brush the, even going like that a little bit. I'm like, okay, Edward, I see
I definitely think those are his top two: words of affirmation and physical touch. Because I can't. I mean, he would give gifts, but I feel like that's just like him. I don't know, like that's just like a thing of him that he like doing to like spoil her a little bit. But
and also, he's from the 1920s and chivalry, and it's all like they would give gifts to their partner.
Yeah, I definitely think that his the way that he shows. I'm really between words of affirmation and physical touch for him. I think the way that he shows is words of affirmation. And then I think that he would like to receive physical touch, possibly.
Yeah.
Because he did like when Bella like touched him because he felt like electricity and the heat of her body and stuff like that. So
yeah,
definitely that. I wanted to go to let's see. We have Bella out of the way, Edward. Oh, I was thinking about this for sure, and I think Renesmee's too young for us to like even know yet. But I think hers 100%. If like we get the Renesmee book, that it's gonna be physical touch, just because of her power.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And that's how she shows, and that's how she receives, is by physical touch, because that's how she communicates with them, is by touching their face. So I think that that's like the perfect one for her. The one that I was a little stumped on too was Rosalie, because I guess we don't really like see that much like for us to gather like of her and Emmett, But I just want to say I feel like both of them might be physical touch,
physical touch definitely with them, and also I would also want to say with Rosalie is maybe. Well, because, like, of her past, she loved the attention. She loved being complimented. I would say also words of affirmation is something she likes to receive. Because it's like...
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I see that 100%. Let's see. I'm going through this little love language chart. I think
Alice confuses me.
Alice confused you?
Yeah. I'm trying to like think also cuz like we said with maybe like Renesmee's power, I'm trying to think like Alice and Jasper, like if their powers came into play with how they Jasper could possibly like to give words of affirmation because like he's able to feel someone's emotions and then he can like tell them like if he feels that they're sad, he can give them words of affirmation to make them happy.
Yeah, I get that. I can see that being his too. And then Alice has also stumped me because I'm like, I don't know what hers could be.
I feel like she'd also have like Edward a equal percentage of each.
Yeah, because I feel like they do a lot. Like Esme, I feel like Esme is definitely acts of service. She just likes doing things for people. she tried to make Bella an
Yeah.
Italian meal. So I think hers, yeah,
Oh, we love
hers
that.
might be either or, and I think definitely Carlisle, even though we don't see it, I feel like his is gift giving. He's got money. He's got money.
Yeah. he bought Esme an island.
Exactly.
Yeah. He loves to spoil. I definitely think his is gift giving.
And
I don't know what he would like to receive.
he gave all of them the gift of, well, not Alice and Jasper, but the gift of immortality.
He did.
Even though it's, I mean, two of them don't really see it as a gift, but the other two love it.
Except Edward does at the end of Breaking Dawn.
Yeah. At the end, towards the end, but for like literally the century of his existence, he like literally hated himself. And then I honestly don't think Rosalie would ever get over it, but I feel like toward the end of Breaking Dawn, like she's more okay with it because I think maybe Renesmee kind of like helped with that little void that she was missing.
Yeah. She probably she probably still at the end of the day resents, her state, but she's able to like accept. I think of like the 5 stages of grief. Have you heard of that?
It's like
so I feel like
the acceptance.
I feel like Rosalie. Yeah. I definitely think Rosalie went through all of that. It was like she went through denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then finally
acceptance. Yeah,
acceptance.
I also think, I mean, like, part of me is like, why doesn't Rosalie and Emmett just like, I mean, adopt? Yeah, exactly. Like, because I mean, and then when that daughter gets old enough, they can tell her. And
she'll probably figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Her parents aren't aging.
That should be a fanfic. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there are fanfics. I will send you some because I've read that. 2 really good fanfics of like Emmett and Rosalie adopting a baby, and they have to they raise her, and it's so cute.
I think the one thing though is if I was adopted and I found that my adopted parents are freaking vampires, I'd be like, turn me.
Yeah.
But then already know.
Yeah.
They would probably have an argument. Like, Emmett would be like, okay. And then Rosalie would be like, absolutely not.
Yeah, I feel like Rosalie with her child, like if she and Emmett adopted a baby and then they raised a human baby, I think Rosalie would not turn her on him until they've reached a mature age and they've experienced the things that she wanted. She wants them to fall in love and maybe have a family, and I feel like that's when she would probably do it. Because at the end of the day, it's all like, that's her baby.
I think I honestly also think that she would not turn her at all, and let her fall in love and have a family, and just let her die of old age. Him or her.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm like, okay, Rosalie. Is Rosalie gonna subject herself to that? Because I think she did. Did she mention in Eclipse or something that she kind of stayed close and watched her family from afar and then watched what happened to them? Because I think I remember she said that she watched her father crying out for her when they had her funeral and there was nothing there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read Eclipse in a long time. But
I have to. Or it might be Midnight Sun. I swear I saw something there. I'll have to read it.
Yeah. Someone fact check us, let us know. But
yeah.
But honestly, if I were to turn a vampire, I'm turning my entire family into a vampire. I don't care. I don't I'm your state. I'll turn my dad, my mom, my husband, my sisters, I'd probably wait for them to obviously get my siblings to get older because they are children right now.
Yeah.
But my dad, my stepmom, I'll heck, my sister and brother-in-law, everyone's coming. We'll be a giant coven of vampires.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna watch you guys die. I can't.
Yeah, no. I'm not walking alone on this earth. If I have to suffer on this earth forever, you're staying here too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I honestly feel like Rosalie would probably subject herself to that kind of pain.
Yeah.
You know,
Ah.
that's sad. That sucks to say, but you know, she's very like maybe she. But then, oh my god, that just hurts because like how often are they gonna like adopt? Like how like are they just gonna be adopting children and let them like live their life and then just watch them die? Like that has to hurt at some point, you know? Like you can't do that forever
I know.
for centuries. So
Oh.
sad. Okay. And there was one that I automatically knew who is a vampire that comes out in Breaking Dawn Part 2, Garrett. I think his is 100% physical touch.
Yeah. Oh my
Garrett.
god. Him and Garrett.
Or even words of affirmation too, because he's always like telling her like you're amazing, I love you. But
Garrett meets Kate one time and immediately I'm a simp.
mm-hmm.
Like she freaking electrocutes him. He's like, "You are an amazing woman." He was the first simp.
He was.
I love it.
And then when I was thinking about characters from other fandoms, I was like, Tony Stark, 100%. I think is gift giving.
Yeah.
I mean, because like with Spider-Man, he like gifted him, like he gave him he just made him a suit, just cause, you know.
You've watched Endgame, right?
Yeah.
And so so he also, you know, Mare, if you're watching this, stop it right now because like I don't know where she's at, but like he made Pepper the rescue suit, and I'm like, and he was like for their anniversary, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then I think his is 100% gift giving. I'm not sure what his like. I feel like he would like to receive physical touch as his love language.
Well, yeah, Tony Stark. Remember, it's Tony Stark before he was with Pepper. Before he finally realized his love for Pepper and settled down with her, he was a playboy. Mm-hmm. Like even in his introduction, he's all like billionaire, inventor, playboy, philanthropist. I'm like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know who in the MCU I definitely think would want to receive words of affirmation?
Who?
Is my baby Loki.
Oh yeah.
He just wants to know he just wants to know that he's done a good job. Cherish, if you're watching. Our boo just wants words of affirmation.
He just wants us to be like, yes, you're a king. I worship you. Basically, that's all he wants.
Yes.
I was going to say that I think, oh my God, it was in my head, but I totally lost it. Oh, Vision, I think, is words of affirmation.
Yes. Oh, Vision.
Love him so much.
I think Cap is acts of service.
Oh, 100%. Because all he wanted to do was save America and be in the army.
We love Captain America. That is America's ass.
Yeah, I was so happy they added that in Endgame because I was like, that was like just the best thing that they could have done.
Freaking Scott that when Scott said it and then he ended up doing that, like I was just like, did he just check out his own ass after fighting him? I was like, wow, they did that.
They did.
Kevin Feige, thank you.
I know. I think they really did you know what because I don't know if you're into like the DC universe because I'm definitely more like a Marvel. I like Marvel more.
So I'm into Marvel more, but I really kind of prefer the DC villains. Mm-hmm. So I'm not too familiar, but I did, you know, I watched all the Batmans. I have seen Batman vs. Superman, but I saw Suicide Squad. I didn't get into like the comics and reading a lot about them, but I love the DC villains.
I was gonna say because Carlos is huge on DC. Like he has like a Batman tattoo. Like he loves DC. And they came out with the 4-hour Justice League movie. And I don't know if you know the story behind that. But so originally when they came out with Justice League the first time, Zack Snyder was supposed to direct it. And then his daughter ended up committing suicide.
Oh.
And so he didn't direct it anymore. And so then they came out with Justice, the first Justice League, the original. And then recently, not recently, but over since the time it came out, people like really wanted his version of it because apparently it was like like they had a lot more detail, like all this stuff. And so he was able to get permission, and then like was able to get all of the original actors back. The only one actor that I did not want him to get back was Amber Heard, but she was in it. But if I'm being honest, she was in it for maybe like 2 minutes of the movie.
Oh God!
So she didn't really have.
Sorry,
She didn't really have like screen time like she would have in Aquaman, I guess. But yeah, I hate her.
Is she still on Aquaman? Because
I thought that they said that she was not going to be in it, and I think that they filmed.
God
I think they
bless.
filmed all of this before, like, not before.
What
yeah,
happened?
like before like everyone kind of realized like what had happened, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But so then Zack Snyder came out with this. He came out with a 4-hour Justice League movie because they didn't have a time limit at all. They didn't have a time limit.
Dang.
And so, we watched it recently. I won't say anything, but it's like Carlos like. It started and Carlos was like, oh, so this one's already like this one's better, the better one. And like on like we were in the first like 2 seconds and he was like, this is a better one. And then my heart shattered into pieces because at the end it says I think his daughter's name was like Autumn or April. And I was like, so we're watching it and it says like 4 and then his daughter. I'm not sure. I know it's like Autumn or April, something like that. And then I was like, oh, I was like, my heart is breaking.
No, I would bawl my eyes out because anytime a movie has done that where it's like in memoriam or dedicated to someone, like I'm in tears.
Yeah.
Like when I went and saw Furious 7 in theaters and then they had For Paul at the end, I was like,
yeah.
ah!
Yeah, I know. So, that movie
That's so
was
sweet that they dedicated it to her.
Oh yeah, that movie was literally insane. The only thing I didn't like about it, I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, I feel like I don't remember watching the original, like the first Justice League, but like.
Well, then that's good.
But I have seen it before, and I was like, I'm very confused. Like this is very confusing. And then I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen it or for you because I know. I mean. But they do.
I might watch it. I don't know.
They do something at the end with like alternate realities, and it kind of got me thinking a little about Marvel, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Oh my
God. It was like kind of like a little like, it was like a little like I guess not to me. It was very like relevant of Marvel because an Endgame and Infinity War. You know, like the whole time they're talking about, you know, like we have one shot at this. And so then that kind of like got me like thinking because me and my nephew were talking about like the possibility of bringing the people who died in Marvel back. I was like going back into
Please!
I know, going back and bringing them back. And I was like, but then, and then someone had mentioned like, oh, but it would change the future, like it would change their future. And I'm like, no, they said that it doesn't work like that. So
which I think is amazing because, hey, I need Black Widow, I need Gamora, and I need Loki back. Now, Gamora did come back, but it's not the Gamora we knew. Yeah. It's still pre-Guardians of the Galaxy Gamora, and then Loki, who escaped in the 2012 timeline, that's him gonna be for the show. Mm-hmm. Like it's following that Loki, so it's like pre that whole redemption arc. So why can't we just go back and
bring him back,
get Natasha? But then it's like I don't know if they're gonna be able to get Natasha because
I think that's the one. I think Gamora, pre Guardians of the Galaxy. Or the post Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Natasha, I think they're gone. Like, I don't think that they can get back at all. Because I think those are the ones that can't be undone. Which sucks, because I was like, those are the ones that...
Yeah, and I'm very curious, because, we're in phase 4 now, and we've got Black Widow coming out, which is a prequel because it's kind of set during the events after Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Thor Love and Thunder coming up. And I heard that, you know, Natalie Portman's coming back because her character does end up, I believe, wielding Mjolnir in the comics. And then Peter Quill from Guardians is supposed to be in the next Thor movie.
I just want to,
and because we saw Thor,
I just want to know like what is the like what is the ending? You know, like I'm not really like into the comic books and stuff like that, so maybe like that would give a hint. But it's like what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
like what's
and then
the
it's
next
all like
big
you
fight?
know,
I guess.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder because. And then it also makes me wonder is if they're going to take the turn because they're thinking they're going to bring in the Fantastic Four, which, listen, I watched the original Fantastic. I didn't watch Fantastic, that like reboot that came out this past decade. I thought that was, I saw the trailer for it and I was not impressed. But I watched the original one when, you know, Chris Evans was the Human Torch.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder that they're going to bring in the MCU, they're going to introduce X-Men, the Eternals, and Fantastic. And I know that there is, like, in the comics, there is a timeline where the Avengers go head-to-head with the X-Men. So I'm wondering, but then they end up working together, so I'm wondering if that's going to be, like, the next feud, and then they're going to team up. Because another thing is Wanda and Pietro, the Maximoff twins, their father is Magneto in the comics from X-Men. So, and they did that in the Fox X-Men movies, was they, you know, they had Peter, but they didn't have Wanda in the Fox X-Men, but they had his timeline where it was like Magneto is their father, but then in MCU they didn't do that with them. So it's, I'm like, how are they going to do that if they're going to introduce the X-Men into the MCU?
I know that's gonna be an interesting twist that they. We'll see what they do with that. But is there anyone else from the MCU that you think are the love languages?
I think I think Pepper is acts of service. Just kind of like with her occupation and how she was Tony's assistant and like the right hand woman. I do think that I think she really likes it. I think she loves to do it, but I think she also likes to receive it. And then I'm kind of stumped with Widow. Widow's someone who I don't know, because we never really see much of her personal life. I think I would get an act of it once we see the movie.
Yeah,
this year.
I think what, for me, I'm trying to think of like her and Banner, like that little like small little thing that they had, for like a second, because then he disappeared. But I can't think of anything for.
Why did they do that?
I can't think of anything for either of them that I'm like that I can see where they would be, what love language they would be.
Same with
theirs was very like flirtatious, you know.
Yeah. Maybe so maybe physical touch, because like physical touch is all about intimacy, and they kind of had like, you know, intimacy and all that and kissing. So maybe physical touch, like when that we look at them with that relationship.
I think maybe a lot of like if we're looking at like a lot of the hero like tropes, a lot of them probably are physical or acts of service. I mean, like they're heroes, you know, so like that makes sense for them. And then I feel like villains a lot of the time would be words of affirmation, because you know,
because they just
I get what they just want. They just want people to like follow them and like believe like what they say and all these things, you know. So I get that.
Yeah, and looking at Loki and how he was with his dad, all he ever wanted was his dad was to appreciate him. He always felt like he was in Thor's shadow. So then when he found out you know, his true heritage in the first Thor movie, it kind of makes sense why he did the things he did.
Yeah. I started reading this book called The Witch's Heart. I think I was like telling you guys about it a little bit in the group chat, but um it's based on like Norse mythology, so it's like pretty accurate. And I was always wondered why MCU did it kind of differently. I guess just fit like a timeline to their story. But in mythology, Loki is Odin's brother, and Thor is still, you know, so it's very interesting that they did that. And Loki in the mythology is actually like has golden thick locks. And so this book that I'm reading is based off of Norse mythology, and Loki is in it, and he's like I feel like they're about to bang, like in the book I'm reading, because right now to the point I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just it's not really, it's a really odd book. Like it doesn't have chapters, it has part one, and then oh my gosh, my snake is like moving, is like trying to hide under its log, and I'm watching.
You mentioned Loki. You mentioned Loki, and they got.
I know
nervous.
They were like,
because Loki transforms into a snake.
I know. Oh, maybe I should have named him Loki. But so I said that, and he started moving in. Wow. Okay. Maybe he should be Loki. But so in this, my favorite part so far in this book was he showed up to this witch's cave, because she lives in a cave, because she's also kind of like an exile hiding type of deal, because she got screwed over by Odin, like bad, and so he showed up to her cave in the middle of the night. It's raining, so he's wet, but he's also like his face is all messed up, because what happened was he wanted to pull a prank on Thor and cut off I know, it's so funny, and cut off Thor's wife's hair, because he knew that Thor loved his wife's hair so much. And so he cut his wife's hair off, and then he was like, he got chased and all this stuff, and he promised that he would have to do this like he would have to get a certain material to give to her for her hair, because they were gonna whatever. And what happened was that like he had to go through all these people and like make deals and stuff, and then like so that he could be clear. And what Thor did was like they held him down and like sewed his mouth shut. Yeah.
That is barbaric.
Yes.
As Elfie Trinket would say, that is mahogany.
Yeah, and so then he shows up to her house, and he's like doesn't even look at her, and she or to her cave, and then he like goes to her table, and she's like, "Are you okay? Like, why are you just showing up to my cave at like so late?" And then she like saw that there was blood, and then like on the table, so she like looked up, because he was trying to like claw off like the stitches and stuff, and then she like helped him, and then she put like her like little potion, or like this, I forgot what it was called, but it's like a thick green paste, I know, and she put it all over like where he had cuts and stuff, so that she could like heal him. And then she was like, okay, like he said that he was gonna stay, and she was like, where do you plan on sleeping? And he was like, the bed, obviously. And she was like, you mean my bed? And he was like, yeah. And then she was like, you're gonna get my bed all wet, like you're wet and dripping. He was like, and so then I think he changed, like he was changing, and like, oh my gosh, I was
stop, I'm gonna get flustered. Cherish, if you're listening, queen.
I was like, what is happening? And then he like goes just to go lay in the bed, and they were like talking, and she like realized that he ended up falling asleep, and she was like, ugh, like he's on my bed, like he's asleep, right? And but before that, he had made a comment about if she was gonna change. He was like, are you gonna change? Like your clothes are kind of dirty or something like that. And she was just like, this is what I wear, like this is what I'm wearing. But then she like when he fell asleep, she kind of like made a conscious decision to go ahead and change. So she changed into like a nightgown and she went and laid in the bed. And then the part that I stopped on, he told her like, "Oh, I thought you weren't gonna sleep like in the bed." And then she was like said something about him like being like a light sleeper or something like that. And that's where I stopped. So I feel like they're gonna.
Oh God, the sexual tension, enemies to lovers. I love that trope. Hell
I know,
yeah!
and
I'm gonna have to
I
read this
haven't even
book.
like I didn't even look at a synopsis of this book yet, so I'm like, this is just like some like Loki fanfic that I'm reading.
Ah!
Oh my
Yes.
god, that's it. I already knew it. I knew that it was gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Search up The Witch's Heart on Google and just read the first like I knew it was gonna happen. That's it. Ugh, I already knew. I got the feelings. I mean, just the fact that it was called The Witch's Heart, but um, but there was something that happened to her and her heart in the beginning that
Oh.
that I thought that's what it was about. But just for everyone, it has a 4.5, 4.1 out of 5 at Goodreads, 4.4 out of 5 in Barnes and Nobles, and a 4.7 out of 5 on Audible.
Oh, looks like I'm buying this book.
Did I tell?
That's the cover.
That's it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna read.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to read. I'm gonna try to get halfway today, but
I need to finish my book because I'm reading a murder mystery novel and I need to finish it so I can start another.
I went and bought a whole bunch of books at Barnes and Nobles. I have the membership, and then I have a teacher discount like membership card. What books did I get? I got The Witch's Heart. I got Lore, which I've heard was really good. I got Bridgerton, and there was another one. I totally forgot what it was called.
Oh my gosh! So, season 2. Did you see about season 2 of Bridgerton?
I'm very sad about it. I saw it, and I'm very sad.
You are. So you saw. I looked up what like the second book of Bridgerton is about. So
for those of you that don't know, every time I think of Bridgerton, I just want to talk in an English accent. But
we can start doing that.
We can. So in Bridgerton, the first series and the first book is based or like centered upon a couple, Daphne and the Duke, or wow, I forgot his name. Wow, I'm fake. The Duke, whatever.
I forgot his name. I just called the Duke.
Simon.
The Duke of Simon.
So it's centered around Simon and Daphne and their relationship. And they've already confirmed that there's going to be a season 2. I'm not sure how many books are in the Bridgerton like series, but I already knew from like just them saying, even they announced that the second one was going to be based on the second book of the series, which is based off of the brother, which is Anthony, who's a total like literally in the first like 5 seconds of Bridgerton you see his ass. Like
yeah. Oh my god, I was watching this. I watched the show with my aunt and grandma, and we didn't know that. And I'm like, Grandma, look away.
Yeah, so it's based on him. So I'm expecting for it to be very spicy because he also has a very spicy like romance in it. And it's gonna be him figuring out like trying to find love, I guess. I don't, because it's called The Viscount Who Loved Me is what the second book is called. There's 3, 6, there's 9 books. So are they gonna have 9 series? Which I would love that if they had 9 series.
I'm excited to see the actor again because oh my gosh, I don't know if I told you, I've been raving about it to Cherish. It's this show called Broadchurch. It's on Netflix. There's 3 seasons. Only 3 seasons. Each season has 8 episodes. It's a BBC English crime drama centered around a small town who, like, everybody knows everyone. And the town gets shaken when a boy is murdered. And first of all, any person who's been on the show Doctor Who in the past 15 years is on this show. But the guy who played Anthony Bridgerton, he's a reoccurring character on the show.
That.
So,
but
I think you would like it.
The news that Bridgerton came out with is that the guy who played Simon will not be coming back for season 2. And I really hope that it just means that his character is not in that book, which is fine, you know. I just hope that they don't if the character is that they are not using someone else, or you know, like that sucks.
Yeah, I was reading some comments and a lot of people were all like, I'm not surprised because season 2 is not at all. I mean, the book 2 is not about Daphne and the Duke at all. So maybe we'll see Daphne since, you know, Anthony is her brother, but we won't see the Duke that much. I don't know. I'll have to see if he's even in the book.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at I'm gonna look at the synopsis for the second book. So this is for Bridgerton fans. So it says I'm not sure. Okay. This is a little Lady Whistledown Society paper before the synopsis, but it says 1814 promises to be another eventful season, but not this author believes for Anthony Bridgerton, London's most elusive bachelor who has shown no indication that he plans to marry, and in truth, why should he? When it comes to playing the consummate rake, nobody does it better. That's what Lady Whistledown says about this book. And then it says, but this time the gossip columnists have it wrong. Anthony Bridgerton hasn't just decided to marry. He's even chosen a wife. What? The only obstacle in this intended older sisters is his intendants. Oh, like I guess yeah, okay.
It's his fiance's older sister.
So his sister-in-law. Kate Sheffield, the most meddlesome woman ever to grace a London ballroom. The spirited schemer is driving Anthony mad with her determination to stop the betrothal. But when he closes his eyes at night, Kate is the woman haunting his increasingly erotic dreams.
I know, spicy!
Contrary to popular belief, Kate is quite sure that reformed rakes did not mistake the best husband, and Anthony Bridgerton is the most wicked rogue of them all. Kate is determined to protect her sister, but fears her own heart is vulnerable. When Anthony's lips touch hers, she's suddenly afraid that she might not be able to resist the reprehensible rake herself. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a spicy season.
I know. When I read that, I sent it to Cherish, and she sent me all capital letters spicy. So
the drama. So he has chosen someone to marry, but
what happened to the opera singer?
Fantasizes about her older sister, and the older sister likes him too. Oh no.
Anthony, what happened to your opera singer? Was that what she was?
Yeah, she was an opera singer. I think she completely shut him down that last time. Like when he spoiled.
Oh yeah, they did it, and then she left.
He said that he was gonna come back for her, and
she was gone.
She was gone.
Oh my god! Yeah, this is gonna be spicy.
So
I can't wait. Oh my god!
Completely of the picture. I just want to know what the third one is about. An offer from a gentleman.
Oh my god! I'm looking at a picture of Anthony Bridgerton, and it's like I've been watching Broadchurch, and I just watched season 2, and I'm starting season 1 with my mom. So we have because I wanted her to watch it before we watch season 2 and 3, because I need to watch 3. And it's weird seeing him like this because he was young when he did Broadchurch, because Broadchurch was 2013.
Yeah, and also all the Bridgerton boys are singers. They all sing. Super weird. As soon as I walked in here, I had a TikTok on my phone about Simon, the actor who plays Simon, leaving. So sad. But I've heard he's gonna be doing some great things.
Oh yeah, that was the first thing I had ever seen him in, and I was like, wow, he is a talented actor. I'm really excited to see what his future has.
He was in Harry Potter.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm not
what?
kidding.
Who was he?
He was in the wedding scene in what's his face's wedding?
Bill and Fleur.
Yes, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my god. Wow, look at that. Baby face.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, I'm trying to look at what he's been in. He's a very new actor. Survivor, Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, he's gonna be in Dungeons and Dragons in 2022. It's a movie that comes out. Mortal Engines, Waterloo Road, Sylvie's Love, Roots for the People, and Bridgerton. I mean, for being such a new actor in the business, I think that he's very bold to like do what he had to do in Bridgerton, like 100%. Because
yeah, I was like, ooh.
I mean, he showed full ass, like all out, several times too.
What a way to introduce yourself to the world.
I mean, hey, and I think that, and I think he's gonna do some good movies. I think he'll be a hit. I also, because I was trying to think, I know right now it's really popular. Maybe we can have a full episode on it. Is recasting Twilight with characters and with like people currently, like if they were to do a reboot, they couldn't get the. I think he would be a great Carlisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop. We need to do this.
Okay, next episode, guys. We're gonna do it.
We gotta like be like, hey, can you just like play a certain character in a remake?
I know.
Oh shit.
You would have to. I think he'd be a great Carlisle. I think he's the best for Carlisle. The best ever.
Yes. He's got that like elegance, that class. He's got that sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. He's great. Wow, love him. He's actually my my lock screen.
Yes.
I've had it for like ever. I feel like I need to change it already, but yeah, he's great. Love him.
Love him.
So let's see. I mean, we've been off the topic of love language for a little bit, but let's see. We have. I feel like James and Victoria. I feel like theirs is physical touch.
Oh, 100%. Have you seen that deleted scene with the?
That was the first deleted scene I posted because I was like, I was like, why? It's such an awkward deleted scene because they just full on make out and Laurent is staring at them. He's like,
that face he made was everything because I want to know if that was planned and he just didn't know.
Like they're like,
because he just like. Oh my god. I think, Aro. I think Aro's is physical touch or gift giving.
Ooh, I could see his being physical touch because of his power.
Yeah.
Because you're able to see, he's able to what? See what they see? Or what exactly is his power?
So once he touches them, he can basically read every thought they've ever had up until that moment. So then, I think it's up until that moment because he constantly has to like retouch them after like a long period of time. Because like we see him touch Edward in New Moon, and then that's it. And like he sees everything up until that moment, and then you've got him in Breaking Dawn. He touches Edward again, and then he sees like everything up until that moment.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna. Twilight.
I can't think of Marcus, especially because Marcus is our sad boy who lost his mate.
So he has the gift of tactile telepathy. He can read people's minds, but he can reach far more deeply into a person's mind because he's capable of reading every thought, feeling, and memory a person has had in the past. So like, fanfic idea. If anyone's watching, you want to give me credit, but like, I'm just saying that's a little tactile telepathy.
I love reading Iro fanfic. I've read a few. I'm a Volturi stan. The only person I have not read like a fanfic about are like Jane, Alec, and Caius.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because I don't like Caius, and then the twins are underage. I'm like, hell no.
Yeah, no, don't. We don't want to go there.
No.
Let's see other characters. Leah.
Ooh.
She's a difficult
See,
one.
I want to say I feel like she'd want to get words of affirmation because the freaking dudes were always like downplaying her.
Mm-hmm.
She'd like appreciate someone telling her like you did good.
Yeah, I can see that. I was gonna say, who was on here? I was looking at. Who was it? Sam, or not Sam. Seth. I think his would be quality time.
Yes. He just wants to go on adventures and spend time.
Yeah, like he literally left the back to be with Jacob, and Jacob was like, "I don't need your help," and he's like, "Well, then I'll just hang out." I feel like Paul's would be physical touch because Paul has sexual attraction. What about Renee, Bella's mom?
I feel like hers would be like gift giving.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think.
She liked to receive gift giving and acts of service.
Yeah.
I can't think of what she would give.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. She doesn't give. She just receives because she's sucks. I think Charlie would be very similar to Bella. They're basically the same.
I think
person.
so too. They are. Yeah. They are.
She's a lot more like Charlie than I don't see any Renee in her at all.
No.
Whatsoever. Let's see. Oh my gosh, we have to talk about this. Michael Welsh.
No. Raven.
We have to.
To everyone listening, this is an SOS. Michael.
Bestie, I'm afraid to ask you this.
Michael Welch, aka Mike Newton,
has started an OnlyFans. And
listen, I do not judge how people make that bank. The only thing that makes it weird with me is I literally watched you on TV, on a movie screen when I was a child, and you're fucking...
Yeah. I don't want to say who, but we have a very close source of someone who is subscribed to the OnlyFans. So we get updates.
The thing that gets me is I haven't been checking the group chat, for a while because I'm just busy and I put them on mute and everything. And then I go in because I see that there's like 100 something, and the first thing I see was an image, and I'm like, no.
I just want to say he's not doing. He hasn't done full. He hasn't done full frontal nudity. He has done a backside of him in the shower. But I think he posted that as a teaser too. But he did post it. So I'm just gonna go to his. I mean, this was big news. This was He has 27.2 thousand followers on Instagram. So I wonder if he has that many. But he first posted a um announcing his OnlyFans by posting a picture of him with a paper that says OnlyFans at Michael Welch ACT or Michael Welch Act. And then he put a date. And then it says pending approval, launching next week. Move over Bella Thorne and got it from here. Couple things I want to say about this. One, just him announcing the OnlyFans what. Second, Bella Thorne, like I just don't think what?
Oh, he's throwing shade at Bella Thorne because Bella Thorne did that thing with OnlyFans.
Yeah, but she did like I mean she didn't do anything. Right? Like she wouldn't even like
Yeah, she just scammed.
Yeah. I mean not that like cuz I know that there are people who have OnlyFans that don't do the whole like nudity stuff, which is fine, but like she was promoting it as like doing the like the raunchiness. So then and then right after that he posted a TikTok.
He's got TikTok?
His wife has a TikTok. I need to go get
my.
this. At Mrs.Grapejuice.
Wow.
But he is featured in it. Alright. Samantha Welch. Alright.
Hey Bella. Wow, it's been a while, huh? What are you doing here?
His wife is cosplaying as Bella.
Wow.
I am dying. So they posted 2 videos. It's a part 1 and a part 2, and it says it's captioned Mike Newton is back, and it's Mike asking Bella to the high school reunion, and is he wearing the jacket? I don't think so. Yeah, I am very confused about this. Let's see. And then okay. Wow, that was a lot of information to take in right there. So he started an OnlyFans and his wife and him made a Twilight related TikTok. Wow.
Oh God.
So then he posted he's been trying to get his body in shape for this OnlyFans. He said that he did a 75 hard challenge. He was doing a nutrition program and he was exercising and all that stuff. And that was like I'm launching my OnlyFans in 3 days. So his promo video or promo picture was a picture of him in the shower, naked, and it covered his butt and it said OnlyFans, and that's when it went out. Forever Twilight and Forks commented on it.
Oh my God, FTF.
FTF. OnlyFans content, FTF.
Oh, did you see who's gonna be going to FTF again?
I know, who?
Oh, Eric Odom.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, he's going back again. I'm like, oh my God.
And then I guess maybe some people were like, in the comments were telling him stuff about wow, like you were an actor, now you're an OnlyFans. So after that he posted a picture that said, because it's judgment that defeats us. Someone did comment, I didn't know he was in Z Nation.
Oh yeah, he was. I think I saw a little bit of that show, and I saw him, and I was like, oh my god.
I love Z Nation. But I don't think I've like finished it.
I think he was in. I can't remember how many seasons did that show have.
It has.
I think he was. I don't know if he was a reoccurring character. I think he was there for maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
Did they only have one
there-
season? Oh no. They had okay. As far as I know, up until season 4, I think. But I only saw like the first season, and I'm like first 2 seasons probably. Wow. Okay. You learn more every day. Who did he play? Okay. So then wow. So he announced that his OnlyFans started. And then he posted a picture yesterday. It says, "All right, team, here's a new setup in the worldwide world of Welch. OnlyFans for sexy fun time. Link in bio." That's what his caption is. Twitter for thoughts, opinions, inquiries, and general musing on topics ranging from this to that. And Instagram for life, family, project promotion, and maybe little sketches and characters and shit. I'll probably occasionally promote on the OnlyFans on here just so new followers are aware. For the most part, I want to keep all this stuff separate just because I'm doing sexy fun time over there. Doesn't mean that has to now become the entirety of my public persona. I don't see it anywhere in the rule book that we have to be one thing. In fact, I don't see a rule book at all. Love, peace, gratitude, and all the things is what he put. Wow.
Wow.
What an interesting thing. I mean, no judgment to him if he wants to go ahead and do that. That's his shebang, you know?
Shebang.
He has posted some stuff, and we have seen some things here and there. I think maybe I've seen like 2 things actually like 3 things that he's posted. But no, I haven't seen anything, and that was my question. My follow up question is, how far is he gonna take it? And like
we'll find out.
We know, I know, we'll find out. But I mean, like, we know that his wife is probably taking his pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, a lot of times, I don't know how like that goes for actors. You know, like if they, I guess you can't really call it like porn because he's not doing that.
Yeah.
And so far there's just been like underwear pictures and stuff like that. I'm just like, how far is he like willing to go with this? Because OnlyFans, I feel like if you're promoting it as sexy fun time, is what he's promoted, like called it, then it's only so much, I guess, that people will subscribe for until they get like their full on sexy fun time. I don't know what people are expecting from this.
Yeah.
I mean, but some people like literally like do this as as a like sexy fun time. So I'm not sure what this means for him, I guess. But proud of him. I mean, if he thinks it takes a lot to even, I guess, admit that you even want to start one, and to even like have your partner, your wife, like accepting that, and he has a fan base that clearly want to see that also, because they're subscribing. Then I think that hey, why not? Why not do it?
Yeah.
That's wild. What a way to end this podcast, is talking about Mike Welch OnlyFans.
Oh, we'll find out when our trusted source tells us.
Who we will not name. We will not name this trusted source, but it's a very trusted source. Wow. What an interesting thing to talk about. Mike Welch. Never thought that we would be talking about any Twilight people starting OnlyFans. Okay, I question if there was anyone in the Twilight cast who you would want to start an OnlyFans, who would that be?
Ooh, I don't know. Could we get in trouble for saying?
I don't know. I'm gonna say already because he's already said it himself. Kind of not really OnlyFans, but Rob, because he has said that if Batman does not work out for him, that he's going to start doing corn.
Yes, I would probably agree. I would say him.
And I think that he would, just because it's Rob, I feel like he'd be very much into like fetish stuff just because it's Rob.
It's Rob Pattinson. It is Rob Pattinson.
I feel like he would just do the funniest shit ever, like, or not funniest, but things that you're just like not expecting, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is that. Yeah. But I do want to say that there have been like the thing that sucks about, I guess, being a celebrity is that some of them do get their pictures leaked.
Things hacked.
Yeah, and hacked and stuff, and that's totally not okay.
That's not okay. I hate it when that happens because that's just a huge invasion of privacy. It's unconsensual. And anybody who hacks into that stuff, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I can't think of any other Twilight character that it's happened with the most except for Kristen. Because it's happened to her a lot. I mean, some of them might be photoshopped, like some of them that have been around, but I do know that she has been hacked a lot, and she doesn't. I mean, I think that's another reason why she keeps her personal life so private, because she has a private Instagram. She has
a private Twitter.
Like, so she's not just out here, letting everyone follow her because people get hacked. I mean, for the most part, I think everyone knows what her Instagram handle is. It's not really like a secret. Yeah. I think the way that people figured it out was they went to like all the Twilight. I think they specifically went to Taylor Lautner's, and they were checked who they followed, and he was following her. Because obviously, like, why would she not let Taylor follow her? They were best buddies.
Yeah.
And
they still are, because they went to each other's birthday parties in the past recent years. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't tag her, which is smart, but they
figured it out.
They follow.
And honestly, I feel like a lot of celebrities probably do have Finstas.
Oh, for sure. I found a couple of, I can't remember who, but I have found a couple of celebrities like private Instagrams.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so obvious though, because if you follow them, and it'll give you the drop down of who to follow, and that's how.
Yeah.
Like, I know sometimes people, like, I've got a request from people to follow my Finsta. I don't really post on there. I think I've posted like 3 times, and they're just not things that I want on my regular Instagram. But But it's just because if you follow some people that follow me or vice versa, like, it'll show, and they're following my Finsta, it'll pop up because it's like recommended people for you to follow. And then it's like mine has my name in it, but just a very modest version of it.
But yours is so clever. Like, your name is so clever. Your Finsta name.
I think yours is cool too. I mean, it's just like, it's because some people do like Finstas like to very hidden, right? Like, ours both have our names in it. Yeah. But like, I understand the point of a Finsta. Like, it's just for like personal friends, and some people are like, well, that's why you have your close friends list. But honestly, like, half of the time, if I need to post something for my close friends, I totally like forget, and I just post it, like, so it's not even a big deal. I have a picture of a cat. I have 2 pictures of me on FaceTime.
I'm gonna, like, I have this one, which is all of us.
All of our foreheads. Yeah.
It's you, me, Jazz, and Gia. And then I said my caption was, long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony, and it all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
I love that.
Oh my god, I love that picture.
That's so good. And it's just like that's just how we are on FaceTime. We just always show like at least I feel like there's very few times that we're showing our full face and it's like the half up. It's never our full face.
It's the best whenever it's truly the best when we have those FaceTimes at like 3 in the morning and we're all obviously tired, but we just cannot fall asleep.
Yeah. Okay guys, so we haven't done our segments for quite some time because since the Midnight Sun episodes because the Midnight Sun episodes were just so long and Read Weekly Read would have been Midnight Sun anyways because we were like reading as we were going along. So now we're gonna start them again. So I was not prepared, but I think about it like right before and I was like, if we have to do it, like I'll just do what I got for Starbucks because I got a new drink, but it's already done. So they just started because spring just started like officially. And so for spring, they came out with 2 drinks, the iced pineapple matcha drink and an iced guava passion fruit drink. So I wanted the matcha one because my husband was going to get the passion fruit, but they didn't have the matcha. So I was like super sad. So I ended up getting...
That's disrespectful.
I know, they suck. I ended up getting the iced guava passion fruit drink. It's really good. I mean, it's very refreshing, and I can't wait to try the iced pineapple matcha. So that is my recommendation: is to go try those spring drinks at Starbucks because they look tasty. Ooh. So
I'm gonna have to try them. I will probably do that this weekend then because that sounds really good. Okay, so I haven't done this in a while. Oh my god! Hi guys. So this is my weekly read. It is called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. It is written in third-person point of view. I'm about halfway through with it. It's kind of like it's like put into 3 parts because it's a mystery novel. I probably should have done this on the crime podcast because it's a murder mystery novel. Yeah. So the back of it says this is the story of an investigation turned obsession. And then it says, pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the close case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation. But soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. So, basically, because I don't want to spoil it, but I'll give like a premise. Mm-hmm. It's really cool how it's written because it's like part 1, and then it goes. It's like kind of like a computer thing because it's a senior capstone project proposal, and then it's got like. It looks like a document. So basically Pippa, aka Pip, she's in a fictional town called Fairview, Connecticut, and she's a high school senior and she's doing her capstone project. And it's doing and basically 5 years prior, this girl, Andy Bell, who's popular, she goes missing and she's presumed dead. And they believe that her boyfriend, Sal, killed her because he then killed himself days later. And his body was found with a bunch of forensic evidence, which is why they closed the case and determined that he killed her, then killed himself after a couple days later out of guilt. But her body hasn't been found. And so Pip wants to re-examine it, basically at first just to like maybe give kind of doubt so that they can open up Sal's the investigation again and determine that Sal might be innocent. But as she's going through and she's digging through and she's interviewing people, she's picking up things that either was overlooked or missing, and now it's kind of like she's becoming obsessed with trying to prove this case. And she's just a high school senior. She's not a qualified detective, but she's taking on this, and I'm at a part where it's gotten to where someone, as mentioned, someone it doesn't want her figuring this out because it's very suspicious, and it reminds me of the show Broadchurch that I'm in, because it's mystery murder, and it's all like, oh my god, who done it? So I definitely recommend. There's another book. The sequel is called Good Girl Bad Blood. So I gotta finish this because I gotta read the sequel, and I'm halfway done with it. I'm kind of nervous to like finish it because I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I want to know, but I want to know.
I know.
So
wow,
I recommend it.
My two favorite book genre is like fantasy, or like murder mystery. Like those are my top.
Yes. Oh, one thing about this book. Okay, so I went to Barnes and Noble with my college roommate and friend who I've known since freshman year. She and I went to Barnes and Noble, and I should have known. I was all like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there and I'm not gonna get a book because I already have so many books on my TBR. But then I saw this one, and I remember seeing it on Amazon. I was like, ooh, that looks good. So then I was like, I saw this one, and I was like, oh, do I want it? Do I not? And then I saw this other book called They Wish They Were Us, which
I've seen that one before.
Is very similar. Yeah. And when I read the back of them, they both kind of had similar plots. So when I read the back of this They Wish They Were Us, it was again like the popular girl, she gets murdered by her boyfriend. He is proven guilty and sent to jail, but so he doesn't kill himself, he's sent to jail. And that one, it's her best friend who is trying to like search things, and it becomes like, she becomes obsessed with it. So they had similar but differentiating plots. So I think I'm gonna get that one next and read it and like compare the two, because this one drew me in a little bit more because it was like, this was a girl who's an outside source and it's 5 years later, not the best friend who's like, huh.
Yeah.
So
I always and if I want to like figure out what books to get, I always read the first page. And if I want to read more after the first page, then I'm like, then I'll get it. But if I don't, then I won't even bother. I got Bridgerton because I wanted to like just read Bridgerton, compare and contrast. And then I got Lore, The Witch's Heart, and there was another book that I got. What the heck? Lore, Bridgerton, and The Witch's Heart, and I had one more, but I totally forgot what it was.
I'll have to check your TikTok because I know you made a TikTok about it.
I know. Let me go check my TikTok about it. Jeez. I know it was another like mythology type. So I got bee clips, which are super cute, but they kind of ruin my pages sometimes. Bridgerton. Lore. Oh, I got Crave.
Oh, yeah. Crave. Ooh. Who was it? Ashley. You know Ashley?
Yeah.
She really liked that book. Her and I, because she had we have a snap streak and we've been talking, and she read it and she was like, I heard a lot of people give mixed reviews because it's like a version of Twilight, but then when she started reading it, she's like, there are Twilight references. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's refreshing. It's kind of like a comedy almost, but it's still pretty like interesting, and she loved it. Kenzie also has raved about it. She got the second book, and now she just released the third book actually.
Yeah, so Kenzie, I remember sending it, and Kenzie was like, I love that book, and I was like, okay, cool, so I'll read it. But yeah, so those are the books I got. I want to start reading more, especially in the summer. I want to try to read a couple books a month, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I feel like sometimes in the summer, like, I just don't do anything. But I have a bookshelf too, but it's a complete mess right now because I had to move. Like, the top shelf is kind of like not really. It's like a trash shelf, but I need like a supply shelf basically. So I need to take everything off of that. and then I have a middle shelf, and then like I have books on it. But then Carlos got me the Harry Potter like complete set for Valentine's Day,
Ooh.
and then I have like Carlos has his records on there. I have Titanic in the VHS, like the
I
two
love
set
that.
VHS, and then I have like a record player. It's like a small one that I got Carlos a long time ago. And then like I don't only have my books on there, but I have my sister's books too. And then they were split between the two. Like I had some books at the top, some books at the bottom. But then I moved everything to the top so that I could like fit my Twilight shelf. So I'm gonna have to reorganize all of that pretty soon.
Yeah, this is my bookshelf right here, and I need to get a new one because I've got more books, and I like to decorate my shelves with like things that are like with it. So I have like a lot of Harry Potter, and now I have a lot of Twilight stuff. So when I bring all my books that I have at my dorm back, because I brought a few of them that I know I'm not gonna get to by the time I graduate, so I brought some back, and it's not gonna fit. I'm not gonna fit because I have all my Marvel movies at the bottom shelf, all my Twilight movies, like
Yeah.
all the movie adaptations, and then I have my books, and it's just like, I bought. Okay, so I started reading the Shatter Me series, and I bought the first one, and then it also came with the novella, which is like it's like a novella afterwards,
Mhm.
and then I was like, okay, I finished the first book. I started reading the novella. I need to get the rest because it was pretty good. Like and Kenzie had also raved about that book, and she was like, I think you'd like it. So then I read it, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I was like, okay, time to buy the second one. And I could not find the second or the third one like individual. And then when I did find them on like other sites, it was kind of expensive. And so then I found the 4 books box set, like a 4 book of the first 4 books for $25. And I was like, that's cheaper than buying all of them individual.
Yeah.
And so I bought the box set to get the next 3, and then I ended up giving the copy of the first one to my roommate because I already had the first books.
Yeah.
Because I was like, here, I think you'd like this.
I can't wait till I buy my own house because whatever room is my office, I'm gonna put like tall bookshelves that go all the way to like the roof, and I'm just gonna have everything there, like any book I want.
I want built-ins.
Yes, I want built-ins, but I've also seen people do kind of like a DIY with like IKEA stuff because I think with IKEA you can customize cabinets or your shelves and stuff. So if I just like go and I just want like one wall full of books, and then if I have to do another wall full of books, and then I'll do that too. But
oh my god, there's like this booktuber Irish reader on TikTok and YouTube, and I found him through YouTube, and then I found him on TikTok, and I remember he liked and replied to one of my comments when he did like a filter thing, and I fangirled. I was like, oh my god. And then he got his new bookshelf, and it was so cool. It was like all the way to the top. It came with a ladder, and it had a built-in desk.
I love that.
And I'm like, that is like my dream bookshelf.
I'm gonna have to get a ladder too for mine. I'm gonna have to figure that one out too. But I also think that if my mom, like whenever I move out, if my mom could probably 100% turn my office into a library if she wants. Like it has like the perfect, it's like all around. Like it's not really like a square room. It's more like it has more curves and angles than I think.
Yeah. I can tell by the walls, behind you. Like I see
Yeah, it's more like curved. So I think this one would be perfect, but I'm not gonna do built-ins for a house that I'm not gonna live in forever. So, but yeah, so I can't wait because I'm gonna have so much things. It's gonna be great. And then like Barnes. Every time I go to Barnes and Nobles and I just see all the Harry Potter stuff they have, I just want to collect all of it.
Yes.
It's
oh my
so
gosh,
easily accessible too.
My friend got me this from it's like a Second and Charles, which is kind of like a Barnes and Noble, but you can get things secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
You can find this stuff. It's the teacup from the Deviation.
I love that.
And I'm like, do I actually want to use this to make tea, or am I just gonna put my little Harry with holding the prophecy in there?
I know, right? I don't know, but yeah, I wish that Barnes and Nobles had like a Twilight section too, because I feel like they're so like I feel like that would be like perfect. Like there are things that you can get from the Twilight universe. I just think that Harry Potter is like is just more maybe
so it's so
yeah,
renowned.
marketable more, I guess.
It's yeah, I would say it's yeah, because even though Twilight's now becoming really, really big again, which honestly, hot topic. Can you bring back all the stuff that you had when the movies came out? But but there was like that time period where like nobody talked about Twilight yet.
And Harry Potter's been talked
Everybody
about
still.
because, I mean, Harry Potter's their last movie was in what, like 2000.
Well, Crimes of Grindelwald came out in like 2018.
Yeah, but
for the Fantastic Beasts.
and since the end of like the Harry Potter like the series,
like,
was like
the original 2011.
And then after that, I mean, they never stopped talking about it. They created a Harry Potter universe and so all these things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And Twilight,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I understand why they don't have a Twilight section, but like I just want the one day when I go to freaking Barnes and Nobles and they have the Twilight, the Twilight vinyls. That's all I want. And the graphic novels. They need to bring those.
The graphic novels, the pop figures,
that too.
The white collection.
Yeah, I hate that I can't find any of that. Like, it's not easily accessible. That makes me so upset.
Yeah. But I will say I'm grateful for like Etsy and Redbubble because you can get like some really cool things from like fans who've designed and made.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I think that's why like I think that the Twilight Renaissance became so popular, especially on TikTok, is because like we stopped getting content. Like there was only a certain amount of time for content, and so like that was the exciting thing about TikTok, was that like it didn't have to just be what the movies and the books were. Like it could be like more than that and new content for people. So I think that's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
Love the Renaissance. Twilight Renaissance.
Love it. Thank you, Renaissance.
I mean, yeah, thank you to the Twilight Renaissance, because none of this would be happening right now, literally.
Yeah. We would. Yeah.
Sorry if this episode is so all over the place. We had like a vague idea of what we wanted to do and whatnot, but and then
we usually get talking about other things too.
Sorry if you just wanted to hear about love languages, but yeah. So I think next time we'll try to maybe have something a little bit more formatted or something like that. We'll specifically talk about or come to with or whatever. But sometimes I just like doing the episodes where we just like sit and talk, especially after like busy weeks too. Like I think my favorite episode like of all time is the one where we just take BuzzFeed quizzes. I think it's just
that was so.
It was so late.
I love
like,
that
it was so late for both of like, especially Ree, but like we were just tired and taking BuzzFeed quizzes, and it was just like the funniest thing ever. So.
Oh my god! And the thing is whenever I'm like tired and like all that, I laugh even harder than normal, and so everything that happened in that whole episode was just so funny to me.
It's just like when you find things like 10 times funny or whatever, you're tired, like all the time. Tired
or under the influence, which if you are under the age, we do not condone. But if you are of age, please do it safely.
Yeah. But I think that's it for this episode. This is a long episode, I think. But I mean there was parts that I'm gonna cut. But follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. That's it. Spotify, YouTube.
That's it.
Go subscribe and follow us there. I think everything's at the Bite Podcast RR, if I'm not mistaken.
It said Twitter. Twitter's Podcast Bite.
Twitter's Podcast Bite. And then to find us on Spotify or YouTube, you just have to put like the Bite Podcast with Raven and Ree. Or honestly, I think if you even put just Twilight, we might pop up. Like we might be one of the ones that pop up. But who knows? Yeah. And we are also on like tons of other like website or streaming platforms. Let me go ahead and sign in really quickly so that I can let you guys know all of our other streaming platforms. Okay.
I just got the
know, me
notification like,
too.
are you trying to sign in?
Okay. Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna log out. That was super weird. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that. It's the way that I set up the thing. Okay, so the other streaming platforms that we are on are. Are they not going to show me on here? Yeah, it is. Okay, we are on Google Podcast, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. I think for other streaming platforms, it takes more time to like get approved or whatnot, or we have to like do it ourselves. But those are the ones that we're on so far. We on our Instagram we normally just promote like our Spotify and our YouTube. But if you like listening to podcasts on Google Podcasts or Breaker or whatever else, you can listen to us there. I actually haven't even checked to see if we're like officially on there yet. I don't even.
I haven't checked.
I don't have Google Podcasts, but maybe I should check that later on. But yeah, so that is it for this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Join us. Our next episode is going to be on April 19th. We don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll figure it out and we'll just talk about it when we see you guys. But yeah, so that is it for this episode. Bye.
Bye, y'all.